for those who are CEOs or senior executives in their companies watching this, the important takeaway there is you don't have to change your TPA, you don't have to change your network, you don't have to change your care provider or your insurance carrier. You can, and yet you can still create for yourself tremendous savings by simply going to the service providers in network, in geography for a lower price.
That's correct. We don't require any legal change to the health plan document. We can just be layered in on top.
Yes.
We're a cherry on top.
So let me ask you this. I can easily see how the front end is very good for the industry, meaning the consumerism behavior drives price and cost down for everybody. That's good for the industry. It's good for patients. It's good for the economy. It's good for government because it drives down the percentage of total GDP that our healthcare industry comprises. It allows us to reallocate dollars to other higher, more important needs, even in the healthcare industry, quite honestly. But is the financial assistance program good for the healthcare industry?
Well, it's good for society, as you said, because if you spend less as an employer, you can invest more back into your company for growth. You also would have a lot less than those million new households every single year that file for medical bankruptcy. And again, I'm not feeling too sorry for these hospitals when they benefit $32 billion a year. Again, if they gave back only 4 or 5 billion of that in the charity care, the price is right for that nonprofit tax status. They should do it. They're not doing it. I even saw one that I looked at the IRS form that it gave away on its IRS document required $13,000 for the whole year in charity care was documented. So if you bury these financial assistance policies 8 or 9 clicks deep in a Times New Roman size 0.5 font, and you make them 30 pages long, people don't know they exist.
So it also should be noted that a lot of times these financial aid or financial assistance policies are funded through charity and philanthropy that may or may not be inside the hospital. Is that correct?
Well, you're talking to a guy whose father was a foundation director of 1 or 2 hospitals for almost 50 years. He was the fundraiser guy for community hospitals, the ones that in general are better priced, or AKA Pratterlicious, if you need to be hospitalized. But usually the fundraisers hospital have are to accomplish certain specific growth needs of a new ICU unit or a new pediatric hospital or a cancer something or other. They set very specific purposes for the monies. That's the way donors give money. You give this money, you get to say you did that. I never heard that. Had Dad tell me that there was any relation of the fundraising to go specifically to the charity care.
Okay, so it's just coming out of the revenues and the proceeds of the hospital itself, not coming out of a foundation or some other philanthropic organization.
That's correct, and this must be published line itemized on their tax return.
Very good. Well, this is very helpful because I think, like I said, the most of the industry discussion is really wrapped around the idea of what you do have to pay. And very rarely does somebody come out and say, hey, here's what you don't have to pay. And here's who qualifies for not having to pay. And by the way, this can really apply not only to the unemployed, it also can apply to those who are employed but are lower income wage earners, and the companies can help their employees in this way by directing them to this kind of resource.
Yes, it's that I call it the donut, especially those that are between $20,000 to $60,000 in annual salaries. This could be a tremendous asset to them where they can have access to affordable care that they otherwise did not know about. And it would be advantageous to preemptively strike and to understand which of the hospitals around you has the best deal. Lord forbid you need hospitalized. One hospital might get you charity care and the other one might just get you a big bill.
Well, and I would imagine that what you've done here with this offering is really, really helpful to CEOs, CFOs, and human resources executives who probably don't have the time or the bandwidth to go figure this out for themselves. And so it really becomes a very low cost, meaning they have to subscribe to your service, but it becomes otherwise a very low cost way of accessing funding for stuff that they may not have otherwise covered.
Yes, let's look at the two reasons, the two R's as to why employers offer healthcare, but not auto or life. Employee recruitment and retention. So for a very, very nominal fee here, we can go ahead. We could even geocode a census and tell them you got 50, 60, 80% of your employees will qualify for free or discounted care and know that ahead of time. We have one Florida county where the average employee makes about 35 grand. We have a potato farm in Pennsylvania, middle rural PA, that has a lot of pickers that don't make that much and work hard, where the hospitality racer takes the worry out of, boy, we got somebody to walk us through the steps of getting the charity care. And we know which hospitals to consider using more often now that we have this piece of information.
Well, and I want to underscore the value of that and how important it is, especially right now when obtaining talent is so difficult. In essence, it becomes a very low cost benefit that you're able to add to your employees' base and bonus, or at least income, and then you're off to the races. But right now, we're really struggling as a nation, and the nation's employers are really struggling to recruit and retain employees. So that's a vital element of one of the problems that the nation's facing.
Yes, so hospitality racer is all about the employee.
Yep.
The only benefit to the employer isn't going to be so much monetary. It's a true employee benefit. We care about you. On the other hand, money map, where to go to get routine care, that can affect the employer and employee, and they both save money on that platform.